This setup so cute. Hi you guys, my name is Dani and welcome back to a video on my channel. So obviously, as y'all can tell for this video, I really wanted to give a very relaxed and chill vibe, and I just wanted to sit down and really just talk to y'all. Okay, I feel like a lot of my content is very structured. It's like, oh, wake up at 6 a.m. and go work out and cook these meals and go to school, MBA, all that. And baby, that's all amazing because that's what makes me me. But I really do also just want to let y'all see like a more casual, relaxed side of me that is definitely there. And also just to be able to sit down and chit chat, because despite all the things that are happening around us, like on a grander scale, life is also happening on a micro scale to each of us individually, right? And we're experiencing different things as women, as people, as sisters, as friends, as all of that. And I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys just about life in general, but also like at the end of this, I really want the biggest takeaway from this video to be how you can essentially set the last 3 months of this year to put you in a tremendous position to attack 2024 with minimal issues. Okay, so yeah, you guys, if you guys are interested in just having some girl chat about different topics, grab your cup of tea, grab your drink, wine, whatever you're drinking, sis, and let's chat. So before I get started, this whole outfit is sponsored by Target. Like, oh my gosh, I got this mug last season during their fall winter. I need to go back there because Target's fall winter always eats. They just have the best and the cutest pieces. And this pajama set, I actually have it in gray. I bought it 2 years ago from Target and I loved it so much that I had to get a new color this year. So this is the color of the season. It's this gorgeous, like, I don't know, magenta color. It's stunning. And it also comes, I think, in like 3 other colors and patterns. So make sure to run to your local Target to check it out because I love, like, I feel like everything right now. So the first topic that I would love to talk about is mental health. I don't know if I was ever as candid about this situation as I could have been, but in May of earlier this year, I actually got laid off from my job. This was right before I went to Colombia, and I was honestly devastated. I was devastated for multiple reasons, most of them being the fact that I just wasn't prepared. I did not see it coming. There was no signs of it. And I just, you know, was prepared to work. Y'all know that I'm a student as well, so I was not taking summer classes and my goal was just to work. I'm just gonna work, learn new topics, be able to just really be a force in my firm and essentially be just a great resource. Like, I just want to dedicate like 3 months just to working hard and essentially gaining more knowledge, just being a great tool, a great resource altogether. But I didn't get the opportunity because I was laid off right after literally my semester ended. I think I had just finished finals week the week prior, and then I got laid off the same week that I was going to go on vacation, which corporate life, right? Corporate workforce is dangerous. They don't really care about you. They only care about themselves, and that's a lesson I had to learn. But essentially, you know, getting laid off means numerous things. Not only are you not getting income, but you also don't have health insurance. You are just like out there, you know what I'm saying, just raw dogging it, just living, hoping that no other inconveniences happen to you. Initially, I thought that getting a new job would be so easy for me. Typically, I'm pretty good at getting jobs. I'm talented, I'm skilled. I have, I think, about 6 years of experience in the field that I work in. So typically getting a new job takes no time for me. But this time around, it literally took me 4 months to secure a new job. And when I tell you that my mental health just went through all types of different hoops, and I went through everything, okay? First, I was optimistic that this break was given by God and I could, you know, explore opportunities to be a full-time entrepreneur and like push YouTube and like, you know, push my own agenda, creative agenda, and really work through it that way. It's not that I don't think that God had his hand on the whole situation. I think that I just had too much freedom to know what to do with. You know, there were good days where I would push out content and be content, but there were days where I was just bored. Like, I was bored. I'm used to having a busy schedule, doing things, moving around, having things to do, traveling up and down. Like, I'm just used to being occupied, right? And not having things I needed to do, not being able to use the skills that I've gained over the past few years, and then also not being able to enroll in school because by the time that I was laid off, it was too late for me to pick up summer classes. It was just frustrating. It was extremely frustrating. My mental health was just going through all types of, just all over the place. So this time around, when I started a full-time job again, when I tell you that I was so grateful to have health insurance again, like just the ability to be able to have a dentist, have an eye doctor, you know, have a primary care doctor, have a dermatologist that's covered, have a therapist. I'm in therapy again, okay? And I feel so good about it because I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself to really like push through all of the issues, through all of the things that I have that holds me back from being my best self, I've been trying so hard to push through that. And you know, having these resources available to me is something that I would never take for granted, like ever again. And maybe that's what the lesson to be learned was. Maybe I was just taking my circumstance for granted. And so 4 months of just kind of like trying to figure out like what's next, you know, like what am I doing? Am I gonna go to school? Should I just pick up more credits at school and just, you know, try to finish earlier? Or should I continue to hustle both, work and go to school? Should I quit everything, just do YouTube and content creation all the time? Like, I was just really trying to figure out what it was I was supposed to do. And I was just trusting God that what I was doing was what He wanted me to do. And so, yeah, this year as a whole has not been the easiest. I think overall, I feel like now is when I'm making the most strides to really push and fight through all the uncomfortability to strive for more and become better. And one great thing that I picked up, as y'all have seen on my channel, one great thing that I started was 75 hard and getting back right physically, because that's something that I kind of abandoned, my physical health, and not pushing, you know, the gym and eating right as much based off of my schedule, and also just like being down in my mental health. Like, I didn't feel like it. Like, when I didn't have a job, I just was like, oh, I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to occupy my time? When is my next check coming? You know, I had plans for the summer. Like, y'all know I also moved back home, right? So the goal was to start saving and then move back home and continue to save, obviously, for a home, to be able to move out in about 6 to 8 months. That was the goal, 6 to 8 months, and I was done. And you know, you make plans and all God does is hear you and listen and sometimes laugh. Because at the end of the day, our lives are already predestined for us. Our stories are already written. So the only thing we can do is just walk in that. And so, let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell you something. I just went through a couple things, and no one tells you that adulting is so convoluted, so complex. There's so many layers to it. There's always a bill that's going to be due. There's always something that needs to be paid. No one tells you that. And honestly, like, you have to just ensure the best thing you can do for yourself is make sure that you have the right people around you who are going to push you in situations where you don't feel like getting up, where you don't feel like doing anything. You don't even feel like eating, showering, any of that. It's so important that you have the right people in your life, and if you don't, it's so important that you pray for that. I'm in a period now where I'm very happy with the people I have in my life. I have amazing friends like sisters, like family. I could cry at the thought of just like the friendships that I have with the people, and I know that they love and care about me, and the way that they show their love is, I'm not undeserving, right? I'm very well deserving, but sometimes it just feels like it's too much. Like, y'all are too good to me, right? And so I'm very grateful for the friendships that I have, and I continue to pray to God for more friendships, just for people to be able to provide something different to my life that maybe I don't see right now, I don't understand right now, I don't have full clarity on right now. And you know, my prayers have changed. My prayers have completely changed. I'm 26 right now. I'm turning 27 on January the 2nd of next year, 2024, which is creeping up. And let me tell you something, you just start to realize that, like, babe, the woman I am is probably the woman that I'm going to be for the rest of my life. Like, the habits that I create now are the habits that I'm going to continue to perpetuate for the rest of my life. So I have to do the groundwork now to ensure that who I am right now, I'm satisfied with, that the people around me are satisfied with. And that comes with a lot of work. Like, you have to work through everything. If you have trauma, childhood trauma, whatever you want to call it, if you have bad communication skills, if you're not able to handle conflict, like, this is me listing things that I'm terrible at, it's your job to fix that. You cannot continue to blame the cycle that you grew up in, because at the end of the day, like, yes, you're a product of your environment, but it's up to you to figure out how to fix these things that you perceive are wrong with you, right? Or maybe society perceives as being wrong with you. There's a lot of pressure as a young woman, just trying to navigate through society and push all her agenda at the same time. Like, I constantly feel overwhelmed with like making sure that I have enough money and I'm saving enough. I'm investing. I'm learning so much about investing right now through friends and through classes I'm taking. I'm just learning so much about finance in general, and I'm so fortunate to be able to be exposed to this. It's a privilege. I'm aware, and it just, my mind is just constantly, like, my brain is constantly churning, and it's great, but sometimes I feel like I'm just like, oh, I want to turn my brain off for today. Like, but but you can't. You literally can't, especially in this period of my life. I have no opportunity to turn my brain off. I should be taking in as much knowledge as I can to be able to continue to be the best person that I can be. And so yeah, another great resource that I've been using to my benefit are podcasts, which of course I've known to be a great resource, but also audiobooks like Audible, for example. This is not sponsored. I might reach out to them one day, but it's not sponsored for now. But honestly, having audiobooks to listen to throughout my workday keeps me sane. It keeps me alive. It keeps my brain moving, keeps my brain jogging. Although I'm in a place that I might not be the happiest that I'm at, I'm still able to kind of engage in something else and take my brain elsewhere, to the point that sometimes I don't even realize that I'm like at work working, you know? So I just want to continue to learn, to grow, to expand, to challenge myself, and to hold not only myself to certain standards, but the people in my life that are close to me to similar standards. Because if we are friends, if there are things that connect us in life, there's no reason why I should be at one level and you're not there with me if I have the resources to give you for you to be where I am. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I should look around, all of us should be, you know, doing well. All of us should be doing X, Y, Z if we have the capacity. And life is just always going life though. You can't always actualize the things that you envision in your head, right? Life doesn't always favor everybody, even those who push and work. And once again, life lessons that you learn. So yeah, another great thing that I've fallen in love with that I know it has assisted me in this last quarter and I need to continue to implement is having a calendar that I use for everything. Okay, I need everything on this calendar, okay? I put everything on my calendar, I check it. All the dates are on my calendar. I put invites for things. So essentially, like for therapy, for example, right? When I have an appointment with my therapist, I don't even need to go into the app where we meet because everything is already in my calendar. So I just need to go on my calendar, click the little link. It's gonna take me directly to where I need to go, log on, and that also helps with punctuality. I'm just really trying hard to be organized. Organization is something that I need to push for more. But I have different tactics that I put in place that have really truly assisted me, and I'm super grateful for that. So yeah, just really striving to be organized because that just helps like cut time off immensely. For example, I also wake up at 5:30 every day to get to the gym by like 7. And you're probably wondering, why do you do that? I work in Atlanta, but I don't live in Atlanta, so I have to make sure that I get up early enough, get in my car, drive to my gym, and my gym is in the same area where I work, so I just kind of wake up, get to the city early, which completely assists with my schedule because that enables me to save on time. Because if I don't drive to the city early in the morning, then by the time that I want to drive there by 7:30, it's gonna take me about an hour and a half to like 2 hours to get to work from where I am, which is completely insane. But I've realized that about my schedule, and instead of complaining about it, the best thing I can do is use it to my advantage, right? So like I said, what I do is I wake up at 5:30. Typically I'll have, you know, my outfit's already laid out, my gym fit's already laid out. So if I do need to take my time, I'm out of the house by 6. But if I am trying to rush, I can be out of the house by 5:45, right? So I get up, I get dressed with my gym outfit, my bag is already packed, lunch is already packed, I meal prep typically, so I just grab everything that I need. Typically it's already in my bag where it's like put together, so I can just grab it and put it in my bag and go, and that sets me up for the day. Just different things like that, just structuring my life to understand that like I need to do this because this will assist me in getting this done in a timely manner, or if I don't do this, then I won't be able to do this, so therefore this is now mandatory, right? There's no more choice in whether or not I do this. It has to be done. And that's also where discipline comes in play, because it's like there are gonna be times where I don't want to do certain things, but you have to discipline yourself to understand that, girl, it's no choice. There's no yes or no, it's just yes, you just have to do it. And so yeah, with preparation also helps with saving money, cutting on costs for certain things. The fact that I prep my lunch, the fact that I opt to drink coffee in the office versus getting Starbucks every day just really assists with saving money, you know? I love having a fresh coffee. Some days I'll treat myself and grab a coffee regardless, especially like on Fridays. I like to treat Fridays as like treat days, especially if I do really well during the week. So yeah, just really try to minimize the amount of money that I spend outside and just focusing on getting everything when I go grocery shopping the first time, so that I don't need to do small grocery runs that I don't even have time for. 2, so I don't need to spend money on meals that I could have made at home. right? So yeah, everything works in tandem. Everything truly works in tandem. It's kind of like a spiral effect, right? If you do A, B will be easier, C will be easier, D will be easier. But let's say you don't do A, then all of a sudden B can't work, C can't happen, D can't happen. And once you start to look at life like that, you realize that like I mentioned, things in your life need to be mandatory, not optional. So once again, a life lesson that I'm implementing in this fourth quarter with all of me. And, you know, I know it's going to assist me at the top of next year to just be so much better, because not only do I know this, but I know this through experience. It's not like, you know, I'm reading a book and someone's telling me this. I'm genuinely knowing and understanding this just by like living my life and trying different strategies and seeing that, oh yeah, that didn't work out, we cannot do that again. Or, oh yeah, that definitely worked out, we have to continue to do that, right? So I think it also always starts with loving yourself. Like, a lot of decisions that you make are a reflection of whether or not you actually love yourself. And that's going to sound crazy to say, but truly it is what it is, right? The best way I can explain this is like, I love pizza. I love pizza. I love pizza. I love cheese. That's really what it is. I love good cheese, good sauce, good bread. Oof, baby. Don't get me started. And, you know, I would love, like today, it's a little chilly outside. I just want to have a cozy evening. Getting a pizza tonight from, my preference is Papa John's. Y'all might have yours, but mine is Papa John's. A pepperoni pizza from Papa John's. Indescribable, okay? But although I know I want that, I know that literally if I were to eat that right now, like, not only would my stomach be really tight, I'd be bloated, I wouldn't sleep well because I wouldn't be able to digest it quick enough by the time that I go to bed. It would hinder my ability to work out in the morning because I would just feel my best. It would then still hinder my ability to eat the foods that I need to eat because I low-key still be full in the morning. Leading up to like lunchtime, I'd probably still be full tomorrow because it just doesn't digest well in my body. And so because I love myself and I care about how things make my body feel, and I understand that my body is a machine that fuels me if I fuel it, I know I'm not going to eat pizza tonight. And really, if I do eat pizza, it's going to be on the rarest of occasions. I'm not saying that I can't eat pizza, right? I just know that it's not the best decision for me. Self-love is shown in more ways than we actually realize. Not only is it through the decisions that we make for ourselves and how we take care of ourselves, right? But it's also reflected in the people that we keep closest to us, right? I recently read somewhere that your partner is a representation of you and like how much you actually genuinely love and care about yourself. And that is really something to understand and internalize because it's so true. I mean, I'm sure that like who they are and like their habits and their thought processes and like the way they go about life and all of that reflects on you as well. Therefore, who they are reflects on how much you love yourself, right? And how secure you are within yourself. And this also goes for friendships too, close friendships. And I think a lot of times we give our friends like passes that if it was anybody else we'd hold them accountable for. And I think one thing I'm trying to learn, and I'm learning, and I know this is going to continue to help me as I continue to do it, is to just be more vocal about how things make me feel. I have the tendency, and it's not super often, but I've noticed it enough to know that I need to handle it. I have the tendency to make myself feel a little bit small so others can feel big. And that really just means that like I can let someone in my life feel extremely comfortable, but I'm not comfortable with certain things that they're doing. Does that make sense? Like, they're gonna feel great because they're like, oh, I'm good, I'm doing this, I'm happy, I'm chilling. But in reality, there's certain things that I just don't speak on because I'm like, you know, I would rather them be happy than for me to speak up and cause conflict or friction. And that stemmed in the way that I grew up. I just don't like conflict. My perspective on conflict is that, you know, I'll say one thing and then all of a sudden the friendship we had will disappear, the relationship we had will be gone, and you won't like me anymore because of what I said. And that's not true. That's like something that's so not true. And a lot of times we convince ourselves to believe something that's not true. And I'm having to really unlearn a lot of habits and unlearn a lot of things that I convinced myself to be true. And you know, it's not easy, but it's worth it, and it's always going to be worth it. So yeah, y'all, I don't know, I feel like I talked on a lot of subjects, so I feel great. I don't know, overall, like I'm super excited for the woman I'm becoming. day in and day out, I just realize certain things about myself, and I'm like, wow, like, you're doing a great job. You still have work to do. You still have to continue to push yourself, strive for more, trust God with everything in you, trust your journey, trust that you're on the right path. But where you are right now is farther than where you were last month, farther than where you were at the beginning of this year, definitely farther than you were last year. So you are doing a good job. Slow motion is better than no motion, and I think as long as we understand that, then we're going to continue to be better, continue to work for more, understand that sometimes, you know, delayed gratification is a thing. We won't always see the benefits of the actions that we're doing now, but it's still worth it to commit to these actions, because we know, right, internally we know that these are good for us. We know that there's going to be a high ROI, right? So yeah, you guys, I say all that to say thank you guys so much for joining me in this little girls chat, this chat in general. It was really good catching up with you guys. I want to do my videos like this more often, just maybe with a different PJ set and a different drink, you know what I'm saying? Maybe next time I have something a little bubbly, if you know what I'm saying. Something that made me feel real good, real sexy. But you know, tea's always gonna do the job, so shout out to tea one time, amen. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hey, church.